At last, I have all the different wood types. Very, very happy about that. Mangrove isn't necessarily super suited to the dry environment of the savannah, but at least we can get the wood and the roots out of these. I have plans for this, and you know what? The vines wouldn't be too bad either. Got a lot of mossy stone to make. But hello, folks. Welcome back to Empires. It's been a few days at this point, and I still haven't built anything. But today, that changes. Today, we are going to work on getting at least our first ruin built. And I hesitate to say starter house because I'm still not sure if I'm going to be living in there as such. It's kind of difficult. Reconstructing the buildings of the past is going to mean that a lot of them are broken down and not necessarily all that livable anymore, but we'll see what we can do to turn that house into a home. In the meantime, a couple of updates. First of all, you'll notice that my elytra are missing, and I have some new pieces of gear in the form of these two pieces of diamond armor and the diamond shovel. So yeah, long story short, went out looking for bastions in the hope that I could find a good place to set up a Froglight farm, and ran afoul of a piglin brute, which is why you folks should watch me streaming on Twitch. Anyway, the other piece of news to report is that I went out and found the mangrove swamp, as I wanted to get hold of the mangrove saplings already, but I had heard there was already somebody there. Hello?
Hello?
Hi!
Who comes to visit my swamp?
Oh, is anybody home? Oh, you're up in the tree. Oh gosh. Hello.
Yeah, I was clearing out some mangroves.
Oh, that sounds like why I'm here, more or less. I would love some mangroves. But first, I heard there was a witch in the area, and I thought I would come to say hi and pay my respects.
Oh, well, yeah, that's me. I'm the witch. This is my wand for now. It'll get cooler, though, I promise.
It's pretty cool already, to be honest. I mean,
oh, thanks.
Nice to meet you. I brought a gift, but I need something to wrap it with. Do you have any string?
Ooh, I don't have any string.
All right, well, nighttime is coming. Let me go grab some string so that I can...
yeah, that should be easy to find now.
So that I can gift wrap this properly, and I'll be right back.
Be careful, it gets pretty dense and dark in there.
It looks it, but I don't know. I can handle myself. I'll be fine.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Hi.
Oh, thank God you're alive.
I'm fine. There was a couple of spiders, but nothing I couldn't handle. Do you have a crafting table I can use by any chance?
Yeah, come on into my little witch hut.
Oh.
Just mind the door, don't let the toad out.
Yeah, I'll definitely make sure to keep the toad in. Oh, he's hiding behind the flower.
Yeah, he likes that. He's looking out the window. I think he actually misses it out there.
That is an adorable little spot, I'll be honest with you. Okay, give me 2 seconds to whip one of these up. I think I need more leather. Do you have one more leather?
I do have one leather.
Okay, so this is a gift for you. And hopefully in exchange, if you don't mind, I'd like to grab a couple of the mangrove saplings so I can grow my own.
Oh, please do. I have a good handful in here. I've been clearing them out all day because they just kind of grow like crazy, so plant those at your own risk.
Oh, heck yes. No, perfect. No, I got some big trees in mind, so this is actually kind of awesome. But yeah, in the little bundle there, you'll find a little bit of potion brewing supplies that may help, and it's okay. Bundles are kind of fun to use once you get the hang of them. And yeah, the warped fungus in there. I've been riding some striders around. If you happen to go to the Nether, it's usually a good way to get their attention.
Yeah, I plan on going there soon because I'm going to be making a potion shop, and a lot of things I need are in there, so...
Oh, perfect.
This will come in handy.
I will definitely be a regular customer if you set up a potion shop.
Oh, good! My first customer!
Heck yeah. No, I'm very, very excited about that. I have a lot of stuff planned, and honestly, I might have to get friendly with some of these little guys, because they're capable of some pretty cool stuff if you introduce them to magma cubes.
Ooh. Well, yeah, there's plenty of them in here. They like to jump. He likes going up there and then jump into the bed.
Yeah, it's a really, really, really cute little guy. But I'll make my exit now. I'll try not to let him out because he seems to be.
Yeah, he's heading for the door.
Heading to the door. Stay inside, little buddy. It's a little easier in here. All right. Thank you so much.
It's safer in here.
Yeah. Good luck with all of the mangroves. I'll let you know how these get on.
Yeah, thanks, and come back anytime.
I will do. All right. Have fun. See you soon.
Safe travels.
So now we have a bunch of mangrove to work with, and I'm mostly interested in getting hold of the wood and the roots from these, but I'm actually kind of curious because wherever you grow them, the roots seem to grow all the way down to the ground. So I wonder how far we can take that. So I'm just going to pillar up using a full stack of blocks. I don't know if I want to be standing on the block with the propagules, so I'll come out at a diagonal because I'm pretty sure the roots don't go out that way, and let's see if we can grow this thing. No, I'm spamming it with bone meal and it's not growing. So it seems like there is probably an upper limit to how far these things can grow because the roots need to touch the ground. Unless it has to have an open 3x3 of dirt around it or something, that might be part of it. Anyway, I don't want to waste that much bone meal, so I'm probably not going to grow too many of them like that. But the idea, at least, is that we could get a lot more roots that way, and I think roots are going to look really good in this area. Because if you're gathering the leaves as well and you put the two together, I think the roots could actually be like a super dried out and dead version of the leaves. It kind of continues the texture on downwards a little bit, and that's at least believable as a transition from still kind of hanging on to life to completely dead and almost fossilized. So I'm going to farm a little bit more of this, and then I should have everything I need, and it's time to get building. Feels good to have finally done some building. Welcome back, folks. I hope you enjoyed the time-lapse. This is the start of the ruins of this area, and I wish I could fly up in the sky and give you another overhead shot of this, but unfortunately, once again, no elytra, and we're going to go and fix that in just a second, hopefully, at least. But for now, I'm really happy with how this came together. This is the kind of style of thing that I want to be doing. I'm also trying my best, strange though it is, to get used to building trees with a bit more dynamic shape in them and building them with slabs and stuff as part of the branch structure. I think mangrove wood actually goes really well with spruce slabs, so I'm kind of going for that whole deal here, and I think we still need to throw a couple of leaves in here and there. So this was my first time using light matica. I've left my freaking stone cutter up here as well, so let me take that down. This is my first time using light matica, and the idea for me, in the kind of immersive way I want to handle some of this stuff, is that if I switch on the light matica rendering stuff so that you get a kind of overlay preview of where some of the stuff has gone in my creative test world when I've mocked up some of this stuff, imagine this being like a kind of holographic pre-visualization thing, almost like an augmented reality thing that I can look through and see sections of the past. I kind of imagine it being like, you know, a wristwatch or something like that that can project this stuff out into the world. I like that idea more than just waving a stick at stuff anyway and having it reappear. But I'm not sure if I'll be using that 100% of the time, because a lot of this stuff is stuff that I could improvise. It is, after all, meant to feel like a ruins. I just wanted to make sure that I understood the build style a little bit by sketching some stuff in creative first, and kind of fell in love with this as a first pass on the build. So we've got like little stuff like this is one of my favorite things about it. Little areas where there are pools of water, and I realized you can put lily pads on top of waterlogged blocks. That's something I've never really done before. I want central little obelisks like this to pop up in a few of the builds, as though these are markers of some kind. I like that idea. I think we can do something cool with that. And then inside of here, we've got the ruins of a house where the roof has long since fallen through. Might have been made of copper at one point in history. This does not mean it's part of like any old empires that used copper or anything like that. But I like the idea of there being walls kind of sketched out here and boundaries of a house that have long since decayed and kind of fallen apart. This is just the start though, and this isn't necessarily a starter house as such. It's more of a start to the area that I want to build around this, because from here we could go in any number of directions. We could have a bridge that leads over to this hill over here and build some stuff on top of there, and have a street that goes underneath it. I really want to start using a little bit more dynamic height variation in this area that I want to build. We could have these archways lead through to something else. I sort of imagine this being like a villa, like a sort of grand family house with these columns out the front and everything. It just seems to fit the vibe of this whole area. And so maybe there are different rooms in here that were used for different things, like there being kind of a family room, a storage, you know, pantry, kitchen, all of that kind of stuff. I want to maybe build out modular sections of this as we go, but this is really just the first pass, and it takes a lot of materials to build like this, because, you know, I was going back and forth to my chest so often to grab little odds and ends of stuff here and there, you know, slabs and stairs of all of these different materials, and glow lichen for detail, and there's 5 or 6 different blocks just in the pillars alone. But as a build style for this area, I really like it. Let's get up onto the hill and see how it looks from a distance. Well, it's still got all of my cow farms and wheat farms and stuff around it, but honestly, I really like that. I think it looks very, very cool down there. I want to build bigger though, so expect there to be a lot more stuff coming in the near future that's going to be larger in this area, and hopefully a little more impressive. This is just the beginnings of the build style of this area. And what I want is for this whole thing to turn into a kind of ancient capital that is just going to have fallen into ruins over time, abandoned by its people and forgotten. This is the area we are going to be reconstructing from the whispers of the past. But if I'm going to continue building this way, I will need to travel far and wide for a few other things, which is why I think I'm going to have to go back to the end and get myself an elytra. Having lost that other one, I think it's probably time to go and claim one of my own. And you know what? I'll go out and adventure myself this time instead of having Mythical Sausage bring me one. I think that's probably for the best. And that is the stuff right there. We've got ourselves an elytra. We've got Unbreaking and Mending on it. And I even got myself a backup elytra as well, just in case something should happen to this one. And flying around here has given me the opportunity to see where the gaps in this build still are. I need to put a slab there, probably need to put a bit of glow lichen or some detail into the back of this as well, because we're going to be seeing it from the back half occasionally. And I do want to sneak in a couple of things that are going to be useful to us as a storage area or something like that, because my little cubby hole in the wall behind the sugarcane farm there is going to outlive its usefulness eventually. So one of the things I'm considering doing as we expand this ruin is maybe putting in like a secret piston door or something around here, just so that we can have a bit of a storage area underground, somewhere that's going to feel like it's out of the way and it's not interfering with the overall bigger picture of what's happening on the surface. And for the moment at least, I won't be able to fly around all that much, because our sheriff over there in the mesa is the one who's going to be making the gunpowder. So aside from the fact that I can go and, you know, farm creepers at night and probably kill a couple of creepers in caves to get the occasional bit of gunpowder, I'm not really supposed to be the one farming that stuff at all. Which means unless I feel like going out and hunting creepers at night, we're going to have to wait for Jimmy to do that and then probably stay on his good side, at least for a little while. But I have a couple of things in mind for Jimmy that are going to keep him on his toes. It's going to be a lot of fun. But using the gunpowder I do have already, which should be enough to get me about 30 more rockets, so we'll have 40 total. I want to head back out to the Nether, and I want to go looking for a Nether fortress, especially one that is a little further away and possibly in a more favorable biome than the one that I've already discovered in the Nether Wastes, because if we can get that found, then we should hopefully be able to set up an easy farm for Wither Skeletons, and that means potentially infinite coal and the Wither Skulls we need to summon the Wither and make a beacon. And flying around the Nether Cavern has always been my favorite way of exploring for these things, even though riding on a Strider is potentially a bit more economical. We have a Soul Sand Valley over here, so that's at least going to be a good place to get a touch more gunpowder, as well as some ghast tears if we want to respawn the dragon at any point. And a Soul Sand Valley wouldn't be a half bad place to find a Nether Fortress either, although looking around, while this is a pretty expansive biome, I'm not seeing the telltale signs of a fortress anywhere. I am, however, going to take the bones, because bone meal is in short supply right now. I'm also still on the lookout for a treasure bastion so that we can set up a magma cube spawner in there, but to be honest, I'm thinking maybe we might have a go at making a basalt delta magma cube froglight farm this season, because if you look at it right here, we could AFK in this Soul Sand Valley. There's a ton of magma cubes spawning on here, and the terrain isn't all that dense. Plus, I will need a lot of basalt and blackstone for what I'm building, so in theory, this could be a win-win. But I would dearly love to get hold of a beacon so that I could clear out this basalt a lot easier. Breaking it down block by block is not going to be the ideal situation. And here's another spot that definitely has potential. This is a nether fortress on the edge of a warped forest, although it doesn't look like it has quite the best placement in terms of other biomes, because yes, we're in a warped forest here, and we could maybe find an AFK spot within the warped forest to prevent other spawns, but to maximize our chances of getting Wither Skeletons, we want a pretty large area of this to be in the warped forest, which, I don't know, actually, this one might be. But yeah, once you cross over a certain point, you get into Crimson Forest territory, and that is probably the most spawns you'll get in the Nether, so potentially not the best location after all. Even in areas like this, where there's a couple of Wither Skeletons out here on the rooftops, there is a Nether Wastes biome right over there, which is going to spawn a bunch of zombie piglins. And the Crimson Forest is right on our doorstep here as well. It's a shame. It's a real shame. Unless... oh, this could be perfect. I don't know what the other biomes are around here, but I traveled about 1,000 blocks east this time, and this fortress looks like it is dead center of a warped forest. Perhaps a little bit of wishful thinking. There is a little bit of Nether Wastes terrain to the side here, but we could definitely set up an AFK point that's somewhere more central to this warped forest. There's definitely a couple of Wither Skeletons around, so it looks like we might be onto a winner. Yep, that's our first skull. I think this place is a go. It's got a couple of nearby crossroads that are pretty deep, buried inside the warped forest. We do a bit of spawn proofing for the rest of the fortress. This could be viable. But honestly, to make it viable, we kind of need a better, more reliable way of getting here, which right now I don't have. So I'm either going to make a tunnel, or at the very least we can get hold of a decent amount of gunpowder and come back here in future to create a Wither Skeleton farm. But in the meantime, I might linger here, see if I can get a few more skulls, and hopefully we'll be able to take on the Wither. Alright, 3 skulls. I've got what I came for. Now let's bookmark the location of this place and get the heck out of here. Alright, we're back, and all we really need to do now is fight the Wither, although I need to go exploring a little bit because I want to find a place to spawn the Wither underground that doesn't have the Deep Dark nearby. Because much as I would like to see the Wither fight the Warden, I think it's a little bit too early in the series for stuff like that. The only reason I came down this far in the world was so that we had a chance of the Wither uncovering some diamonds for us, and wouldn't you know it, there is a diamond right there. Looks like just the one, though. I reckon that tunnel's about long enough, plenty of room to work with. I do not hear the telltale sounds of either skulk sensors or lava, so this is probably going to be the best place to do the job. Let's get this show on the road. I don't have a smite sword on me, but I do have a pretty decent bow and sharpness 4, so hopefully that should at least make the first part of this pretty plain sailing, and then it's just about coming in with a couple of sword swipes and dealing the rest of the damage. A few more hits and he's dead. Haven't got hit this entire time. Nailed it. Very, very nice. And Would you look at that? The Wither did mine diamonds for us. We even got a Wither's head from that as well. Textbook Wither fight, classic victory. Well done, everybody. Time to go home. Maybe next time we will try fighting it in the deep dark and see what the Warden thinks of the Wither. The only other slightly embarrassing thing is I don't think I have enough blocks of material to get a full tier 4 beacon yet, but at least we can set up a tier 1 beacon. Yeah, which may actually give us enough of a haste effect. I think haste 1 is enough for us to insta-mine basalt, so maybe we can take that back to the basalt delta and make a start on that magma cube farm sometime this week. But for now, this is blocking the view of my new ruins, so I think maybe I'm going to put it somewhere on the inside. Yeah, how about we'll put it inside of here for now, and we won't give us any extra powers, but I think at least it's going to be a fun thing to have around. Well, folks, thank you so much for watching this episode of Empires. I got some stuff to do, so now I think it's probably a good time to wrap things up. Thank you so much for watching. My name has been Pixlriffs. Don't forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you folks soon. Take care. Bye for now.